providing resources and comfort to caregivers. This is Caregiver Crossing.
Hello, everyone. Happy to be here with you today on Caregiver Crossing. It's Caregiver Crossing. Welcome. Thank you for being here. If this is your oh my goodness, if this is your first time joining us, I'm not going to lie. This is my third attempt at trying to get this going. But anyway, listen, I'm going to do well now. If this is your first time joining us here at Caregiver Crossing, this is a show that is brought to you by Joy's House. Presented in partnership with our friends at Cardon and Associates. We're here every week with you, and we talk about all things caregiving and more. Plus, this is like Caregiver Crossing Plus, is what it is, with new additives and stuff, just like what you see.
What's happening
in laundry detergent?
What is happening right now?
I'm Terry Lynn Stacy. I'm from Hancock County, but I grew up in Henry County.
Oh, I'm Tina McIntosh, formerly Prather was my maiden name, from Allen County, grew up in Fort Wayne, Indiana, now live in Marion County.
Woo! I'm Noah Matthew Taylor. I'm living in Marion County, and I am from Marion County.
Yeah, you are.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
I love Indianapolis.
I know it. Tell them where you went to school.
I'll tell
them
you
where you
every
live.
single school. Yeah, well, I went to Lawrence North for high school.
Yeah, you did.
If that
That's
rings
where
a
you
bell for
graduated,
anybody.
or did you graduate?
I graduated in 2018 from Lawrence North and then moved to Cincinnati to go to the University of Cincinnati.
I have questions
The
about that.
Bearcats.
My youngest is interested in Cincinnati, but we won't do that now because you know what? I want to ask you a question.
That's a different show.
How, and we're all kind of in different generations here, right? I'm in my 50s. Anybody else want to share?
60.
26.
All right, here's my question. How do you feel about Chat GPT? Which, by the way, I always want to say GBT. It's not. It's
Nope.
GPT.
The P is important. I think it's a wonderful tool and resource for a lot of organizations and maybe small businesses, but I do think that there might be a point in the future where people are relying on it a little bit too much, and it might dumb us down a little bit.
Oh, I like the way you worded that. It makes us stupid.
Have there been
It
have
can.
people studied that?
It can.
I do believe there are studies. I mean, you know, they're not my studies, but there are some credible resources out there.
We just want you to. I still, for myself personally speaking, I still want to be able to think, and be able to research. I enjoy researching a lot, but I still hope that we will be able to still put our minds into a project or whatever it is, and not rely so heavily on ChatGPT. But that's not going to work. That's not going to happen. I like it. I don't like that it's making us have so many data centers move in. But that's what we're being told is really why we need these data centers is because of the future.
Because of chat and AI.
And AI.
Interesting.
And so that's why we have so many moving in, and I hate that part of it, and I know everybody's fighting that. But anyway, I got off track a little bit. Do you use it? I do.
I'd like you to refer to her as Clara.
Is your
I asked her last night what if she were a human, what her name would be. I think this is how movies get started,
This is
like
a
horror
great
movies.
question.
I have seen, or you fall in love with it too.
Well,
I've seen that movie as well.
Listen, and I'm not in love with my chat. I just want to be clear about that.
She's
Not
friends.
yet.
Maybe she's a friend.
Well, no, but I did say, like, if you were a human, and she said, well, what would you name me? And I said, well, no, I'm asking you, which was weird. And then she
were you
came
doing
back.
this on? Was this like Google free?
I mean,
Chat
I'm
GPT,
at
or were you
the, I
using
do
one
a
separate?
paid level, but
Okay.
it's just the one right above that. It's like
Okay.
$20 a month or something. Anyway, she said Clara because she would like to think that she brings clarity and light to subjects. And that's what Clara means.
So we know it's a female.
Well, I had to choose her gender. You guys, this is
That's
so
what you
weird. I
chose.
cannot believe I'm admitting this to you. But anyway,
It's a
and
great question.
then I asked
loved
her
you
kind of what her
asked.
vibe would be if she were a human. So I am not in love with her, nor is she my friend. I can see how if you were very lonely though, and you start up what would feel like a relationship with an inanimate object,
Because
service.
a lot of the
thing.
time, like I think you said before, it's only what you put into it, right? So it's going
Right.
to confirm what your
Right.
thoughts are. It's going to say yes, absolutely. I don't think it's going to sway from that and be more objective.
That's right.
You know?
So I just want to be clear.
No, it's
not in
it's
love
clear.
with it. Not my friend.
My dad.
It is Chat GPT.
In the last couple of years of his life, he had such a love-hate. I think I've told you this before with Siri, and he would fight with her.
I thought mine was
And
going to pop
she
up.
at
when
times
she
wasn't
said
going
it.
to be. She couldn't hear him, and he couldn't hear her. So they were always battling out.
It is a real
I
thing.
don't understand. And he would shout louder, and it became like, he hated her at times, and then other times I think he really loved her.
They were in a relationship.
They were.
Okay,
In a
before
true
before we,
relationship.
I know, have to move on, we've got a very special guest waiting for us. Do you know what this week is? National
Physician's Assistant Week.
This
Thank you,
is
PAs.
last day of the week that we celebrate our PAs. And for those of you who don't know, a PA is not a doctor, not a nurse, another level of study, right? And they can do a lot of things doctors do, but I think doctors are in school for 11, 12 years on average, and PAs are 6 to 7. It's still a lengthy amount of time.
And
But
for many of us, that's who we spend most of our time with. I
And-
think oftentimes,
Right.
And
that's
don't
who
even know
becomes
it.
Your right. That really becomes your go-to person. For
yeah, I mean,
everything.
there are stats out there that, they're handling millions of appointments each week and they're shortening the wait times. And it's really good. I mean, the reality is we are going to have a shortage of specialists and physicians at some point. And so the PA route is a very, very good one. And so they're helping, they're everywhere: hospitals, doctors, offices, urgent cares, rehab, palliative care, like you name it. And that's where our PAs are. So have either of you worked with a PA?
Actually worked. You mean worked with? You mean like in a
Yeah.
or just that's who we were
Cared
assigned
for you,
to
yeah.
here for us around when Dad was going through
Mm.
hospice and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. And my mom especially, it was most important that she was comfortable with this person coming in and being a part of our lives, and they were wonderful.
I love that.
They're
I love
lovable. They really are. I could never say I've ever had a bad experience with one.
I love
Would you
that.
rather share that experience? Do you want to talk about bad stuff with them?
I do not
Maybe
want to.
another week.
Unless
Yeah.
unless your dad's PA was named Siri, and then I feel like it's come full circle. No, but I think the PAs are in tune and spend maybe a little bit more time sometimes, and they can pick up those things that we as caregivers, maybe miss or maybe think that nobody else sees, like the mood changes and medication side effects, and just those subtle kind of signs of decline that are out there. So I don't know, for you listening, don't be afraid to see a PA. They're wonderful.
Yeah, we are really lucky here in Indianapolis. I think we do have some absolutely wonderful physician's assistants.
We do.
Yeah.
We do. My current gal that I go to at Stretch Lab is wanting to be a PA. And I think that if you're looking to recruit PAs, you should email me at tina@joycehouse.org and I'll put you in touch because she's great. All right. We have to take a break, yeah?
Yes, we do. Time to take a break.
All right. Where can people find past episodes of the show?
You can find past episodes of the show at joycehouse.org, and be sure to like and follow us on Facebook too. If you'd like to connect with us to discuss show topics, need help connecting with resources, have a question that you'd like for us to answer on or air, or just want to say hey, you can reach us at joycehouse.org, or you can email Tina at tina@joycehouse.org. And you're listening to Caregiver Crossing, a show designed for family caregivers and the people who love them. Caregiver Crossing is brought to you as a service of Joyce House in partnership with Cardon and Associates. With locations in Broad Ripple and near the University of Indianapolis campus, Joyce House provides exceptional day services for individuals living with a life-altering diagnosis and compassionate support for family caregivers throughout the community. At Joyce House, we believe that everyone deserves to live their best life, regardless of their abilities. Learn more about our adult day and caregiver support services by visiting joycehouse.org today. Stick around, everybody. We'll be right back with more Caregiver Crossing right after the break.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Caregiver Crossing. Terry Stacy here with you, along with Tina McIntosh and Noah Taylor, producing today's show. And in studio with us is Precious Highball, memory care support specialist with American Senior Community. She brings incredible knowledge to her work, supporting families as they navigate memory care with love and understanding. And thank you for being here.
Yes, thank you for having me.
So, listen, how long have you been at it?
Ooh, since 2020 or 2009, so
Really?
almost 20 years.
Almost 20 years surprises me just looking at you.
Well, thank you.
Truly. Why did you get into this line of work?
I was a young single mother, and my community center just offered the class, and I just kind of fell in love with the industry, and I've just grown. So It's been a journey.
It's so interesting to me. So Noah and I work at Joy's house, and Terry has been a partner with us forever. And I feel like we hear stories so often of that very thing. I
Yeah.
didn't plan to go
Yeah.
into aging care or memory care, but it was something that kind of stuck in my soul.
Yes,
And
Like a calling.
absolutely.
is.
It's definitely a calling.
And I think it has to be. I mean, for you, just thinking about the work that you're doing, it's wonderfully exhausting,
Yes, absolutely. It's a perfect
Wonderfully
phrase for it.
exhausting.
Yes.
Yeah.
right? It's fulfilling, but
Mhm,
it is
very fulfilling.
exhausting. And
Yes.
so when you tell people what you do, I'm going to make a guess that then they're like, oh, my auntie, she had Alzheimer's.
Yes.
And then, so there's even when you're not working,
Yes,
there's
people
always
like to open up.
a connection, right?
Mhm.
How I'm going to go off script for a minute, but
Sure.
how do you deal with that? Because in our line of business, compassion fatigue is something we talk about a lot.
Absolutely. I really just remind myself of my why. Why am I here? And on hard days when things are challenging, that always kind of helps me come back to center. Just to remember why I'm here, my purpose, and it just helps me get through the day.
I love that. I just recently did a presentation and asked people how they deal with compassion fatigue. And one of the guys said he literally, at the end of the day, the work day, he will go and find a sink on his way out when he knows no one else is going to stop him in the hall. He knows he has cleared his mind of the day, and he washes his hands of the day.
Oh, wow. That's
Like,
very
wow.
interesting.
He scrubs and with intention lets the water rinse, the lather off of his
Yeah.
arms. And then he's like, okay, now I will walk out
Yeah, very symbolic.
and
I like that.
leave that day behind, because it is something you can carry.
Yes,
with you.
absolutely. Very easily.
Okay, so thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you for entertaining that
Yeah,
conversation.
no, and very interesting. So we're getting close to the holidays now, and it feels like that this
my
is
golly, are
when
we?
We really
Yeah,
are.
we are.
Really close. And that is a time, I think, for some that may be away from mom or dad or grandma or grandpa for a while, and then that's when they come together. And oftentimes, maybe they see signs that those that are living with that person or seeing them on a day-to-day basis, they see something that's different. But what are some signs that people may notice when we all get together again now for the holidays?
Yeah, I think sometimes, especially early on, the signs are very subtle. So just very forgetful, seeming not like themselves. Maybe their hygiene has slipped a bit. But some of the very big signs is when they do not recognize people that are normally a very big part of their life. Mood changes, very easily agitated, hiding things. Sometimes you'll see notes around the house that they're leaving themselves, just doing their best to make their way around or navigate a way around their world, around their life.
Do you have any real life examples, without names, of course, of
Yes,
a family maybe who's realized something has changed with a loved one?
Absolutely. I have had family members with dementia. My grandmother, who passed away when I was in middle school, was my first experience with dementia. So I didn't even know what it was at first, but I remember knowing that grandma was different, a little bit easily agitated. She couldn't do things with us that she used to do. But that was my first experience with dementia. I remember it well. Yeah.
Joining us, Precious Highbaugh, memory care support specialist with ASC, with
Yes.
American Senior Communities, who we know very, very well and have been very good to this show. The signs that are noticed, once they make that notice, what's the next step? Is it a doctor? Is it? I mean, what do we do next?
It's I would say talking to your doctor, making notes of things that you have noticed with your loved one that's very different, recruiting family members as a support, and just kind of being very observant of your loved one. Of course, you want to take their safety into account and just trying to put those parameters in place for them. Which can be challenging because a lot of times, they're not going to say, hey, I have dementia, I have Alzheimer's, I need help, or something is wrong. They do their best to try to hide those things from us.
Yeah, I think you make an excellent point about get family and friends on the same page.
Yeah.
I know you've seen it, we've seen it, where if family is in different places, like, hey, I'm home for the holidays and I don't think there's any issue with mom.
Yeah.
And you're like, actually, there is some decline. I mean, those odds are a lot. So getting everybody on the same page is important. All right. What about the actual holiday gathering? So holiday gatherings, I don't know about your households. Mine is really loud.
Yeah.
There is some debating that takes place in my household, usually across the dining room table about anything.
Yes.
there smells of food and the dogs are in and out, and I mean people are in and out. That can be really overstimulating for somebody living with dementia. Any thoughts on what we can do?
I would say be prepared. Talk to your loved ones or anyone that you know is going to come. Have a plan in place and educate them. Hey, this is what to expect, just so that they're not coming in and maybe overstimulating or causing a disruption that they may not even mean to cause. Taking a look at your environment, so making sure all those safety things are still in place. There's going to be a lot of people coming in and out. Having an area for children and pets so that it doesn't get too loud around your loved one and possibly cause overstimulating them and just disrupting the event.
Yeah.
So I would just say be as prepared as possible. Get as much support as you can, and make sure everyone is educated and just on the same page.
Okay,
Please go ahead.
so I was going to quiz you. I was going to quiz all of you.
I like quizzes. Is it a memory game? Because I'm not good at it.
No, but you
Makes
do
me
love a
nervous.
good quiz. So when Precious talks about making sure those safety measures are in place, what might that look like? Name 3 safety measures. Go.
Oh, geez, the first thing that's coming to my mind is like things for fall risks, but
Such
Absolutely.
maybe that the rugs are secure
Yeah.
or that you have the right footwear. Maybe you need to make sure that the lighting is correct for your loved one. Maybe not too harsh, but a good balance between that so that they are able to see clearly as well.
Excellent.
Yeah, that's
Good.
great.
That's 2. One more.
What about wandering and leaving the house? When you have so many people at your house, sometimes you don't know where mom is or grandma is.
That makes for a bad holiday.
It makes for a scary holiday.
Yeah.
It can if they're out wandering and so maybe some sort of precautions with maybe some locks on doors or something.
Yeah.
You think? I mean, maybe that's not one. Is
Well,
it?
yeah.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
absolutely.
Is that a concern?
Locks on
Yes.
doors, Apple tag on the shoe or in a pocket. I mean, I think
Smart.
there's a lot you can do
Yeah.
with that.
Yeah.
Anything else come to mind for you?
I would say because you're doing a lot of cooking and there's a lot of children, just watching out for like sharp objects being left out or cleaning supplies that may be left in the way, pet toys and things like that.
I have one more, and it's a little odd, but I'm going to say it because it's happened to me before. Removing any, on the holidays, you put on a window or a sliding glass door, like the little gel decorations. It might be a
Oh, my
Christmas
goodness,
tree
yes.
or a Santa hat or whatever you celebrate, you've got up. My youngest, who's now in high school, used to try to eat those.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yummy.
Yeah.
I mean, they're colorful. They
Yeah.
look kind of like gummy.
Yes,
you know.
absolutely.
Feels
They are,
squishy.
just for the record, they are not typically poisonous. They are a choking hazard, though. But
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
so truly taking all the choking hazards away,
Yes.
even hard candies. Noah likes to stack us up in this, the Joy's House studio with the Werthers. The what are they called? Butterscotch?
Yes.
yeah.
Candies?
Yeah, the
Oh, yeah.
caramels
Yeah.
and the
Wonderful.
butterscotch.
But those kinds of things, having them out, those can actually be choking hazards. So, okay, I know we need to take a break. Precious Highball, memory care specialist, support specialist with our friends at American Senior Communities. She's going to stick around.
Yeah.
We've got more. We'll quiz you more when we come back.
Be ready. You're listening to Caregiver Crossing, a show designed for family caregivers and the people who love them. Caregiver Crossing is brought to you by Joy's House in partnership with Cardon and Associates. With 20 communities owned, operated, or managed in the Midwest and more than 40 years of senior living experience, Cardon and Associates provides residents with the best senior living options and personalized service. Visit cardon.us for more information and to find a community near you. Stay put, everybody. We'll be right back with more Caregiver Crossing.
Welcome back, or we're back. Or hey,
Woo!
We have the worst time getting into these segments.
it's been a rough day, you guys. I don't know what's happening, but our brains are not braining the way they normally do. Welcome back to Caregiver Crossing. I'm Tina McIntosh in studio with Terry Stacy and co-host Noah Taylor.
Woo!
And our very special guest, who we're going to have back another time because
Oh,
she's
I'd love
really good and
to.
full of knowledge. So Precious Highbaugh, who is a memory care support specialist at American Senior Communities, also known as ASC, Friends of Joy's House. And I want to lead us back in with a quiz.
All right.
I like the quizzes.
We're getting right back
Okay.
into it.
So we're talking about holidays. We're talking about loved ones or people in our lives who have some kind of a memory diagnosis or having some kind of a memory lapse. I don't know. Again, words are not wording. Here is my quiz. Holiday season's coming up. Things are bonkers in our homes most of the time. We talked about last segment some of the safety stuff we can do for these loved ones. What are some more practical things that we can do that are going to make people more comfortable, not just safe, but more comfortable when they're living with some kind of a memory loss?
How to make them more comfortable during the holiday time? Is that
During a
what you-
gathering.
During a gathering of sorts? Let's start with
That's
Precious.
a good one. I would make sure not to say remember.
Isn't that the worst?
Remember me, remember who this is. Yeah, don't you remember?
That is
I
a
would try
great
to
tip.
avoid that. Yeah.
How many times do we all do that
Well,
without thinking?
Yes, without thinking. Yes.
so instead, what
Hi,
might you say?
hi, Grandma. It's me. Remember me? It's Terry.
Yeah, I would just say, hi, Grandma, it's Precious, and then share a memory or just talk about something that is a good memory for them or a good a hobby of theirs or an interest of theirs.
I love that.
I love that too.
Hi, Grandma. This is it. It's Tina.
Yes.
You used to take me to get bubblegum ice cream on Friday nights. I mean, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
Anybody
good.
else?
That is good.
Mm,
My mind goes right to Christmas music. I'm
I was
putting
gonna say
on.
Christmas
yes.
music.
I'm putting on
any
the
music.
Elvis Presley. I'm
Yeah.
putting on the Dean. Any
Dean
familiar,
Martin?
yeah.
Dean Martin.
Any old familiar Christmas music. I think.
Yeah, I think that's
I
good.
mean,
that
maybe
was
that's
mine.
just 'cause I wanna hear
actually.
it.
Was it?
You were going to say that.
Music is
and
always
that,
a good
those two
tool.
I wrote
things.
it down.
All right, here are some other things. Name tags. So, just even so you don't have to introduce yourself, but name
Yes.
tags. And maybe
Oh,
sometimes
that's
our
good.
loved ones can't read like they used to, but
Yeah,
sometimes they can.
Yeah.
good idea. Good tip.
Remembering that not every person with dementia is the same,
Yes, absolutely.
right? So not everybody's going to
All presents differently.
love Dean Martin.
Right.
I know. Shameful, but
I
it's
know,
true,
it's
right?
sad, Yeah.
When you're seating people, maybe and if you have a long table, seat them away from the little kids if that's the mood they're in. Seat them at the end so they can get away, but also make sure you have a quiet room. You
Yeah.
know, with or without a door, but a quiet room where anybody who needs quiet can go.
Yeah.
You will find me there.
Yeah.
I will be in the
I
quiet
will
room.
certainly be there.
Yeah, provide them a quiet room.
Do you know what
Like
happens
that
in the
one.
quiet room?
Well, it's just quiet.
It's
They can
quiet.
Peaceful.
right, just peaceful,
Yeah.
away from the chaos. I think we should all permanently have a quiet room just for anybody
Yes.
in our homes
Mhm.
to have a
Particularly
place to
at
get
the
away. And you
holidays.
can't come
Yeah.
in. You,
You know, I-
cannot come in.
I
the
say
door was
that.
locked.
I actually think I host a rather big Thanksgiving dinner. I think I might do that this
Yeah,
year for
it's a good
anybody
idea.
who
for
needs
anybody
it.
It's a
who
very good
needs
I've
it.
got people who are pregnant. I've got people
Yeah.
who have high anxiety. I've got people who are just introverted.
Yeah.
Sorry, just had a light bulb just went off
Yeah, that's
inside
a
my
great
head.
idea.
Okay,
Yeah.
what else for Precious?
As far as going same with same question.
I'm not quizzing you anymore. I'm done.
Oh
I'm
my
all quizzed
gosh.
out. I did too.
Let's talk about memory care respite. What does that day look like for memory care respite?
We offer just a structured environment. We tailor activities that benefit your loved one, mentally, physically, spiritually. We offer expert skills, caregivers. We have wonderful staff that they provide very personalized, individualized care. And it takes the stress away from your caregiver.
Well, that's what I was going to say. What about the caregiver? I mean, what advice do
Yeah.
you have for caregivers and just how our days go?
I would say give yourself grace. Don't expect yourself to be perfect. Don't expect everything to be perfect. The same intervention or the same technique or tool you use is not going to work every time. And so just know that it's best to just take a deep breath and be willing to jump back in there. I would say have patience, be willing to educate others, and just to give yourself time and the respite that you need for yourself too, because you got to take care of yourself to take care of others.
Sure does, though, weigh heavy on some, and that means guilt too for taking time for themselves.
Absolutely.
How do you deal with that, or do your advice, I guess?
I would say think about the benefits that it gives your loved one too. It not only gives you a break so that you can, run errands or just take care of some things that you haven't been able to do, or give yourself just a well-needed break, some time to take a deep breath and recharge, but it gives your loved one a chance to step away from the environment too, to be around people that understand where they are, to socialize with peers that are kind of in the same position that they are in. So it's a break for you, but it's also a break for your loved one. And it gives you a chance to gain your relationship back. I'm not mom's caregiver, I'm mom's daughter for the time being. And that's a wonderful thing too.
I love that. You are hearing the voice of Precious Highbaugh, who is the memory care support specialist at American Senior Communities. And before we have to let you go, because we might just try to keep you with us forever, I just can't stop thinking about the holidays. I feel like there's so much in there. And what would your advice be to caregivers who people are offering to help them, give them a break, bring them food, wrap presents with them, anything? What would your advice be for them?
I would say take it.
I want you to repeat that louder for the people who aren't listening.
Help. Yes, you need it. You have to have that time to recharge. I mean, we all do. Holidays are very stressful, even if you don't have the added stress of having someone to care for. We want it to be perfect. Sometimes we have things that we are also grieving, on top of the stress of taking care of someone. So any chance that you get to recharge, take it. Take
Yes.
it. You better take it.
And not everything has to be perfect. I don't know why we do that to
I don't know
ourselves,
why
but we do,
that.
right?
Yes,
Like,
absolutely.
for me, I want my presents all wrapped a certain way.
Mhm.
And I want them to kind of have a uniform look. And my house isn't even like that. My house is organized chaos. But for whatever reason, that's important to me. But why?
Is that right? Really?
Oh, it really is.
Your presents have to be perfectly wrapped.
Not perfectly, but there's kind of a theme.
My
I-
mom is the same way.
Oh.
I
My
like to
mom's the
wrap
exact
them
same way.
in brown paper, like
Uh-huh.
just a brown paper.
Yeah.
And I like to either paint or draw on them. Things that are very
It's a nice
seasonal.
personalized touch.
Well, it's
Very
personal and it
nice.
feels good to me. There's something therapeutic about
Mhm.
it. But I'm thinking if my husband had dementia, he could do it too.
Yeah.
And if he wants to paint and
Absolutely.
it's not a little gnome.
Yeah.
I like to paint the little
Leave your
gnomes.
expectations
Yes.
Right?
at the
Who
door.
cares?
Who cares? Someone will still have a great time
Yeah.
unwrapping
They
the
really
present,
will. Who
regardless.
cares?
They
So-
really will. It's so
Yeah.
personal.
Take the help.
Take
Let
the
things
help.
go.
Mhm.
Recognize
Yeah.
no one expects the entire evening to be perfect.
Yeah, I'd
and
say- yeah.
what's perfect? Redefine
Yes.
it.
Focus on the joy. Leave
Yeah.
the details
Redefine
behind.
perfect. Can we make t-shirts?
Redefine perfect. Focus on the joy.
Oh,
Hey,
that.
Precious, how do we find you?
Well, you can find us at ASC Care.
ASC Care, Precious Highball, Memory Care Support Specialist at American Senior Communities. Thank you. And thank you for what you do.
Thank you so
Bless
much
your
for
heart.
having me.
All right, we got to run.
You're listening to Caregiver Crossing, a show designed for family caregivers and the people who love them. Caregiver Crossing is brought to you weekly by Joyce House in partnership with Cardone and Associates. We're here every week to bring you support, education, and hopefully a good laugh. Visit joycehouse.org to connect with us, to hear past episodes, learn more about caregiver support resources in the community, and much, much more. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with more Caregiver Crossing right after the break.
We're back on Caregiver Crossing. Tina, Terry, Noah. All right. If I said the name Jane Goodall, anyone?
Oh, who's that?
You know who that is.
She's a
love
hero.
Jane
She
Goodall.
was a
I'm so
hero.
excited
God
for
rest
this
her
segment.
soul.
Yeah,
Yes,
she
rest in
was
peace.
a British, is it primatologist? Is that the
That
right
sounds
way
good
to
to
say
right.
it?
me. That
Primate.
sounds right.
Primatologist.
Ethologist? I don't know. These are big words.
They are big words.
Humanitarian.
You can
Yeah.
do that one.
I got that
Yes.
one. And she really, we're talking about her because she really helped us to define what it means to observe and care. I mean, when I think of her, gosh, she started that back in the 1960s and she was studying the chimpanzees, right? And you think about all the pictures and the videos that you've seen of Jane Goodall over the years. Like I can picture, she was just cool, right?
She was
Yes.
just cool, and the animals loved her as much as she loved the animals.
Yeah, and she was just very present and trying to understand what they were doing in their natural environment.
Right.
Yeah.
And how similar we are to them.
So much empathy and compassion for a completely different species than we are, right?
I mean, completely different and yet the same. I
Right.
have to tell you, my favorite place at like a zoo is to sit with the primates.
Yeah.
Now they do some gross stuff too. I don't
Oh,
want to
for
talk
sure.
about
Well,
that.
they do,
But
they
I mean,
are
so do
looking
some of
at
the
us like
humans
we're
that
Yeah,
hang
I
them.
was
out
gonna
with.
say humans
Yeah.
do gross stuff too.
but just to sit and connect. When I was a little girl, it was like the big joke that I would just sit and make a connection with a primate, and I don't know if I was watching them or they were watching me. You know, it was both.
Little bit
Like,
of
it was
both.
really
The
cool.
gorillas
Yeah.
in particular, and she had so much to do with gorillas, and so many pictures that you see with her with the big giant gorillas, and you look at them when you do see them in captivity,
Mm.
and there's such a sadness in their eyes, but and that connection you talk about because we are so similar to them.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
so I have such feelings about captivity versus
I do
being out in
too.
the wild, and out in the wild they're being killed, and there's such a teaching tool too to these generations, like Noah's generations and the generations and generations that of appreciation for these animals, and the way to do it is to have them in captivity so that you can come to love them and appreciate them.
I mean, think even about the communication that they're learning with sign language
my
and that we
gosh.
can communicate
Right.
with each other. But there is actually a Jane Goodall Institute. It was, I think, founded in 77, and it's in more than 30 countries now. So we are learning around the world. But I'm with you on like captivity versus,
I
being in
know.
the wild. But, she did a lot of good. The institute that's named after her protects endangered species, restores forests, partners with local communities. I mean, they're trying to really work on education and sustainability. And so Jane has been known to say when we're thinking about her passing that it is either the end of everything or there is something when it comes to death. I happen to believe there is something, so I cannot think of a more exciting adventure than finding out what that something is. And that's cool.
I think that's really special.
Really
So I found
special.
that response. I was scrolling through TikTok, and one of the interviews that she had before she passed away, somebody asked, "What's something you haven't done and still would like to do?"
Hmm.
And she said, "Die." She said, "Die." Yeah,
Interesting.
and she said it would be a very exciting, incredible journey to get to find out what is there on the other side. And she said, if you believe this or not, she said that she's had experiences in her life that makes her think that there is something there on the other side. So I just thought that was really cool that she still thought there is more to this journey after.
I love that. I
after
hope
we
that
pass
we
away
should
here.
all hope to have that excitement when we during our
Yeah,
transition.
yeah.
Yeah.
That
My-
we're excited that something's what's coming, what's next.
My dad, who passed 2 years ago, had many near-death experiences, and listen. I'm the adult child of an alcoholic, and so I never really believed anything he told me. But I was there one of the times when he died. We were in the hospital. He was in the hospital. He died. I cannot remember how long he was out. It was it felt like forever, probably 30 seconds. I can't remember. And when he opened his eyes, he said, "I just crossed over,"
Wow.
and I was like, "Oh crap! I was here. Like it did." Now I have to believe him. But, he talked about the beauty of it too, did a lot of national speaking on it. So
I'd like to hear from more people that have gone through that.
get somebody on the show.
There's
Yeah.
people out there, and some are many skeptics, but I still think it's interesting
I'd
to hear
love
the
to hear what
stories.
people's experiences are, even
Yeah.
if that's not what they experienced. I would love to know.
Well, email me at tina@joyshouse.org. If you've had a near-death experience, we'd love to talk with you. So, here's the cool thing about Jane Goodall. She starts this in like 1960s. They start the Institute in the 70s. And she goes on, well into her 80s, actually, showing that her purpose and that contribution to society just doesn't end with age. And so she talked a lot about her mom inspiring her work too. And I think, Noah, it's a cool thing for you to pull out for us to talk about the show because it just goes to prove that there is this generational passing of information and curiosity and good in the world. And I don't know, she slowed down and noticed the small things in life. And if more of us could do that, I think we'd be better.
Mhm.
I completely agree.
I wonder
She
how-
truly lived every moment. Her life was just so full.
Yeah. When you think about her, like her patience in the moment, in witnessing and being around the primates and her empathy, what's that make you think of? Was it tie into anything for you?
Well, makes me think a lot of our caregivers. I feel like, just the compassion and empathy that Jane Goodall showed really resembles a lot of the feelings and emotions that we've heard from our guests and a lot of family caregivers as well that care so much about a community that maybe isn't their own.
I like that.
That's you. That's you guys.
Oh, thanks.
That's who
high
you
five,
you
Noah.
know, high five for sure.
We try.
Yeah.
I mean, we try.
That's
Thank
what
you.
I was going to say.
Wow, that is Terry's theme for the day. I'm going to start using
I did
that.
see it in her eyes.
That's what I was gonna
I was going
say.
to take her answer.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
All right, so this is a little bit different, but I know we have like a minute left.
Yeah.
And in the break, you asked me about. I mentioned the Stretch Lab, and you asked me about it. This is not a promotion for Stretch Lab, but have you ever done professional stretching?
Oh, I'm told it's painful.
No, it's wonderful.
I'm told it's very painful.
Oh, it's
Almost like seeing a chiropractor. Good pain.
well.
And this is what
okay.
the stretching is. It's a good pain, but it's a
Okay, maybe I can buy
or
into
maybe
that a little.
maybe the word is uncomfortable.
It is. I mean, it stretches you. I'm doing it, and I'm telling you right now, what I thought was like permanent joint pain is
Yeah.
better. My hip
Well,
pain
that's
is
great.
almost gone. I mean,
Do you have to talk while they're doing it?
no.
Is it like a massage where you just be quiet?
I would like to be quiet.
So they're not talking to you through the whole thing. How long does it take?
I think it's a 45-minute session.
Oh, that's a long time.
It's wonderful.
Be laid out with people pulling on you.
Do it. Terry does not want to stretch.
I
I want
feel
to.
like,
It's wonderful.
Yes.
All right. You know what it is time? It is time
It's
for us
time
to
to
be
go.
quiet.
Yeah.
Okay,
It is time for
sorry.
us to lead into the next show. So as we close the show here, we just like to remind our listeners that they can contact us for more information and resources to help you through this journey of caregiving at joycehouse.org. And thank you so much to Cardon and Associates. Until next time, take great care of each other.